You feel that tension creeping, like a cold breath down your spine. That's Alicia, ready to pounce. Episode 11, Ready or Not, sets the streets on fire, her revenge mission going nuclear. Trust dangled like bait, dreams hitting reality. Hard. Alicia ain't playing around no more. After Toussaint's bust attempt barely scratched Reg's empire, she flips the script. Detective Toussaint tips her about Candace, Reg's woman, and Alicia springs into action with a plan. Get in her circle, earn that trust, and flip it into intel. She rolls up to Candace's mobile shop, introduces herself as Terry, a rich player offering a better life. Candace, stuck in a dead-end job and low on options, falls for it fast. Alicia got that charm on lock. That connection, it ain't just friendship, it's the key to Reg. Candace, now soft for Alicia, reaches out when things get tense, especially during a robbery that puts her front and center. She calls Terry, trembling straight proof Alicia's wormed into her world. Reg might sense the shift, but he ain't sniffed betrayal yet. Alicia's heavyweight strategy working perfectly, get to Reg through his partner. Meanwhile, Bakari's caught in a vice. Alicia's threat from episode 10 still ringing, tell or die. He knows it's Nuck who killed Rob, but loyalty to the mob and fear of Nuck's wrath mix him up. He's stuck between protecting Reg and avoiding Alicia's vengeance. We see Bakari drifting through the streets, heart racing. Flash visions show him dying, Alicia's bullet grazing his leg, chest. It looks fatal. He wakes up, relieved it's only a nightmare. But that fear, it's real. He ain't snitched yet, but it's only a matter of time before the pressure pops. Pastor Zeke. He's still preaching, but now on Papa's platform. Papa invites him on Papa's pulpit to rebuild his image and tell his truth. Zeke opens up about his failed marriage with Caroline, owns his mistakes publicly, but that honesty splits the household. Kenya and Caroline ain't vibing with public confession before personal healing. Papa sets it up. Zeke spills, community applauds, but home life frays. Nuck sleeping heavy at the top of Reg's throne, but cracks showing. Hannibal getting snatched out for too many questions, and Reg tossing Candace into his next scheme as, look out. She falters. Suspense tightens. Toussaint and Alicia waiting to pounce. Reg blindsided by his own inner circle unraveling. That's the battlefield entering episode 11, Alicia bending trust. Bakari tripping on loyalty, Reg's empire shaky, Zeke's reputation on thin ice. And that's just the beginning. Bakari's head ain't been right since Alicia put that threat in his face. That scene where he's walking through the block, all quiet and tense, and then boom, dream flips and he gets lit up. Bullet straight to the chest. He drops right there on the pavement, bleeding out, no one around. Cold way to die. But it's a dream. He wakes up, heart pounding, sweat dripping. That wasn't just a nightmare, though it was a message from his own mind. Fear's eating him alive. Alicia ain't the type to make empty threats, and he knows it. He walking through every day like it might be his last. He's stuck. On one hand, Nuck and Reg gave him a spot, a purpose, a seat at the table, even if that table built off dirt. On the other hand, Alicia's firepower to real cops, low-key backing her, reputation in the streets, and revenge driving her like a demon. If he flips, he survives, but only if he does it right. One wrong word, and he ends up exactly like in that dream. On the floor, gone. Just another name in the streets. And while Bakari's slipping mentally, Alicia steady climbing. Her disguise game on point. She steps into Candace's life, like she belonged there. Smooth talking, polished look, no signs of the storm underneath. She ain't trying to scare Candace, not yet. She playing the long game. Pretends she's just some rich lady named Terry, looking to connect. Starts with small talk at the phone cart, but Alicia got a way of making folks feel seen. Candace been stuck, tired of her situation, and Alicia offers her a lifeline. Not with threats or pressure, but with luxury and promise. It ain't long before Candace starts leaning on Alicia, especially after Reg sends her into a dangerous situation. Candace freaks, and who she call? Terry. Not her girls, not Reg. That phone call proves that Alicia now owns a part of Candace's trust. And in this game, that's as good as owning a key to Reg's front door. Meanwhile, Reg still think he got control. But he don't see the cracks forming around him. He's losing grip and doesn't even know it. Hannibal asking too many questions. Angela giving him weird looks. And Candace, the one closest to him, now being played by Alicia. Reg sends her out as a lookout, thinking she got his back. But she's already scared. That moment when she hesitates, when her eyes flicker like she want out, it tells you everything. Reg too deep in his hustle to notice. Back on the other side of town, Pastor Zeke's trying to rebuild what he broke. Papa gives him the mic, the podcast, the audience, and Zeke, don't hold back. He confesses everything, his affair, his regrets, his hope to make things right. The street's listening, and they start seeing him differently. But at home, it's a whole other storm. Carolyn and Kenya ain't ready to forgive. They don't like him putting their pain out in the open like that. Church folks may clap, but behind closed doors. The house divided. Zeke's trying to walk both paths, public redemption and private healing, but them roads don't run together. And Papa, he's stuck in the middle, trying to uplift, but also feeling the weight of playing middleman between faith and family. Now let's talk about Jada, the soul of the show since day one. Darnell comes through with something rare, a living funeral. Said he wanted to give her flowers now, not wait till she's gone. And the turnout. Beautiful. Emmett trying to keep it together. Folks sharing stories, tears flowing, laughs cutting through the pain. But when it's all said and done, Jada drops the realest line of the night. Emmett, leave Chicago. She sees what's coming. She feels the danger. Her son's got too much on the line, baby on the way, business blooming, love in his life. And she wants him out before it all collapses. Emmett says he'll think about it. But you can tell he ain't ready to bounce. He's tied in too deep. Right after that emotional storm, life comes crashing through in the form of water breaking. Tiff goes into labor early. Victor steps up, no hesitation. It's one of those moments that pause everything. Like no matter how crazy the streets get, life keeps pushing forward. A new baby about to be born while people like Bakari fear death and Alicia plans it. That contrast is heavy. New beginnings and final warnings. Joy and chaos walking side by side. And in the background, Alicia's plan moving like clockwork. Tucson covering her. Candace folding under pressure. Bakari barely holding on. Reg getting sloppy. Every step is pushing things toward a violent explosion. Alicia ain't rushing, she's patient. She knows how to squeeze without letting folks know they being choked. The moment Bakari talks, it's done. That one name, not once it leaves his lips, this whole setup flips. And the way things are going, it's not a matter of if, it's when. That's what episode 11 sets up perfectly. Everybody's moving, but Alicia's the one controlling the tempo. And when the music stops, somebody ain't walking out. Reg been moving like he untouchable, top dog in his lane, cash flowing, crew loyal, or at least that's what he think. But episode 11 don't lie. The walls closing in and he too busy flexing to notice the cracks right beneath his feet. His empire. It's like a house built on old bones, starting to smell, starting to shift, and starting to fall. Let's break it down. Reg still feeling the sting from the failed robbery. His instincts tell him someone ain't right in the circle. He got Hannibal in his line of sight, maybe even Angie. He starts watching everyone closer, treating his own people like suspects. That's when you know a leader slipping, when trust leaves the room. Fear takes its place. Reg decides to test Candace. That ain't no ordinary trust check. This right here is about survival. He puts her in the middle of the next move, makes her play lookout, knowing if something goes sideways, it won't just be a loss, it'll be proof. He watching her for a mistake, and she'll give it to him. When she pulls that phone out, shaking hands, texting Terry, it ain't just nervous energy, it's betrayal. She don't even realize what that moment means. Reg sees it, don't speak on it yet, but you can feel the shift. Candace already slipped away, and he don't even fully know it. And that Terry, still Alicia, still playing that long game like a master. She don't need to break into Reg's world, she using the back door. And Candace is that back door. Alicia got her hook deep now. One text turned into a lifeline. The moment Candace reached for her in fear, Alicia knew she owned her. She don't need to push. All she gotta do is be there, calm, cool, and calculating. That's how you control a battlefield without firing a shot. Now slide over to Bakari, his silence screaming louder than words. Ever since that nightmare, he'd been a ghost in his own skin, walking the block with eyes twitching, hands sweaty, like he hearing footsteps even when it's quiet. Alicia's threat dug deep. He know what she capable of, and the clock ticking louder every day. He ain't said a word yet, but you can see it in his body language. He ain't built for this kind of pressure. Loyalty to Nurmagomedov meant something once, but survival. That's primal. And right now, survival speaking louder than the code. Thing is, Bakari don't even got to talk to collapse everything. His fear alone might spark a chain reaction. He avoiding eye contact, skipping meetups, too nervous to even sit still. Reg sees it. Hannibal sees it. Even Jake starting to notice something ain't right. But they don't know what it is yet. The moment Bakari opens his mouth, it's over. Alicia just waiting for that snap. Meanwhile, Tucson working the shadows, building the case, but she ain't the one pulling strings no more. She just a piece in Alicia's play. Alicia don't want arrests. She want vengeance. And to get that, she's using fear as her weapon. She already got Candace hooked. Bakari next. And wants them to fold. Nuck's name going to spill out like a curse. That's when it gets bloody. Reg's vision blurring from inside. He trying to play boss, keep things in check, but his crew crumbling. Hannibal asking questions, Angela pulling back, Candace slipping away. Reg losing grip and he don't even see the hands pulling it from him, and that's the danger thinking, you still in control. When the whole thing already on fire. Then we got Papa watching his podcast platform grow, but his home life falling apart. Zeke out here preaching his truth to the public, admitting his flaws, owning his mess. The community claps. But back at the house, Caroline and Kenya not here for it. They feel exposed, betrayed by a man who used their pain to build back his image. Papa caught in the middle trying to help Zeke heal, but watching his family crack under the spotlight, and right when all these storylines hitting full steam. Life steps in with its own twist. Jada's funeral, but not the kind with a casket. This one's while she's still breathing. Darnell wanted to honor her while she can feel it. Streets showed up. Tears, laughs, memories. Emmett barely keeping it together. Then Jada pulls him aside, soft voice but heavy words. Get out of Chicago. That ain't just advice, that's a warning. She knows what's coming. The storm ain't near, it's here. And Emmett, even with all the love and hustle and ambition in his chest, feels that weight settle in his bones. He says he'll think about it, but his eyes say he's scared to move. He rooted deep, he always been, and just like that, as life says goodbye, new life knocks. Tiff's water breaks. Baby on the way. Victor at her side, holding it down. That quiet moment of rush before a birth that cuts through all the drama. It reminds you that no matter how crazy the streets get, life finds a way to keep going. That baby ain't asked for none of this, but it's coming into it. And that contrast. It hits. From Jada's goodbye to Tiff's hello, from Reg's suspicion to Alicia's master plan. Episode 11, Stacking the Dominoes. Candace already tilting Bakari about to break. Reg on edge. Alicia steady and smiling. Everybody moving like they got control. But the one really calling the shots. She already lit the match. The fire just ain't reached them yet. Reg's world sliding sideways as episode 11 leans into its most brutal setups yet. He hustling hard to hold the crew together, but his trust tank bone dry. He want loyalty, but folks walking on cracks, moving sideways while he looking straight. Reg's paranoia, reaching max every whispered plan, every glance around him, starting to look like betrayal in disguise. He summons Hannibal to his spot, grilling him over loyalty and mistakes. Hannibal sits cold, silent, mouth shut tight. He knows better than to slip up in that room. But that quiet, that's a red flag. In Reg's mind, silence can be loaded as guilt. Hannibal didn't slip, he didn't answer. But that may be enough to mark him later when things go south. Angie pulling back from Reg too. She feeling the energy shift, something shaky in the foundation. She ain't nowhere near ready to pick sides, just trying to survive the fall when it hits. Her distance ain't dramatic yet, but that pull away sends tremors through the core. Every step she takes away cuts deeper than any fight. Candace, once Reg's ride or die, now got Alicia's whisper in her ear and fear in her heart. During the latest meet, Reg sends her in as lookout, simple job until she shakes. She don't even finish scanning the zone before she double-checks her phone. It's Terry again. That name popping more than her own people's. When Alicia hears that phone buzz from her planted contact, she knows it's over. That's the power move, hitting at the soul of Reg's trust through his partner. Soon as she texts Alicia, she creating a silent explosion. Alicia now got her in check, knows her anxiety, her moves, where she turns when fear show up. That becomes fuel. Candace maybe think she just scared, but fear is a weapon Alicia uses like a surgeon uses a scalpel. On the corner of all this, Bakari chewing ice-cold ambition and bone-deep fear. He tiptoeing through every meet, every street, too jittery to sit still. Sometimes he don't even look Reg in the eye. One eye avert can make a verdict in these circles. But he's still holding it. only just the weight heavier with every passing second. Then Alicia leaps. Not with guns yet strategy, 2 sand pieces falling into place, evidence building, eyes on Nuck. Alicia don't need headlines, she take that hush-hush confession. She's stacking silent witnesses. Candace hears noises in the wind. Bakari sees ghosts in the dark. By the time they crack, Alicia got the courtroom ready, or justice. She might just deliver street justice. And Reg, he ain't seeing it yet. Meanwhile, Papa's pulpit platform turned into Zeke's truth machine. Zeke aired his regrets, mistakes, sins for the crowd to chew on. He using faith like a mirror reflecting ugly truths to rebuild better self. The community. They bought in. He's rising, but home life got its own story. Kenya and Caroline feeling exposed, they ain't ready for confessions to go viral. They want love, not spectacle. Zeke's vow for redemption may get likes from strangers. But scars at home bleed slow. Papa's dealing with both sides, seeing Zeke shine, hearing family crack. He built that mic up, now at echoing consequences back at his house too. Then the emotionally raw hit, Jada's living funeral. Community huddled while she's still here. Tears, laughter, stories, hugs thick with love. Emmett cracking. Then that line, leave Chicago, son. No threats, just a mother's truth. Emmett nods, but his mind's spinning. He got a baby to raise soon, a spot to grow, roots that go deep. That ultimatum ain't just words, it's prophecy. But he ain't ready to step off that block yet. Quick cut, Tiff delivering real-time labor vibes. Water breaks. Victor steady, holding it down. That rush to hospital, that holy moment of life prepping to enter chaos, it cuts sharper than any gunshots. Life rising while death circles corners. That baby ain't choosing sides, born right into the noise. Right now, episode 11 got all eyes in motion. Alicia's game on point, Candace, emotional ledger in hand. Bakari nervous ledger ready to snap. Reg blinded by loyalty that's gone. Tusayan in the corner, watching, building. Zeke preaching redemption, torn from his own struggle. Jada's love warning the block. Tiff birthing new life into this mess. Each story breath pushing tension higher. Reg whole empire pivoting on a whisper, not a roar. Alicia controlling edges. Fear dictating movements. Candace texting Terry when sirens crawl. Bakari grinding his heartbeat into distortions. Reg shook, but stuck. Zeke repopulating crowd cheers but losing home peace. Emmett paralyzed by love and warning. Tiff's birth and awakening, the chessboard laid out. Alicia holding bishop and queen. Reg, losing pawns. The king shaking castle walls, not seeing the matches lit. And episode 11. It's that moment, the board tilts. And you sitting there, numb, waiting for who falls first. Reg's paranoia climbing high. But he's still blind to the quiet storm Alicia setting up. She ain't just chasing ghosts, no more Shay out here making moves with silence and patience. Episode 11. That's when her chessboard lights up. She not screaming, not flashing money, not starting wars, but somehow, she already inside Reg's house, mind, and crew, without ever stepping foot in the front door. That's the power of calculated pressure. That's the game Alicia plays. Candace is her first checkmate. She don't even know she a pawn until it's too late. Alicia moves in all soft, all comforting, playing the rich stranger with kindness in her voice and opportunity in her hands. Candace, struggling with the weight Reg puts on her shoulders. She got blood on her conscience, fear in her chest, and no way out. So when Alicia offers a smile and a lifeline, Candace don't hesitate, she bites. What started as a fake name and smooth conversation turned into real dependence, real trust. Now Candace calling Alicia in the middle of danger, not Reg. She's confiding in her, trusting her, leaning on her. And Alicia, she's soaking it all up like fuel. Because every word Candace spills is a brick in Reg's downfall. Meanwhile, Bak is slipping into madness? That boy been carrying secrets that weigh more than bullets. He knows Nuck killed Rob. He knows Alicia wants blood. And he knows silence equals death. His mind been playing horror films every time he closes eyes. Nightmares Alicia putting a bullet in him, Reg finding out he snitched, Nuck catching him off guard. He's sweating while he sleep, flinching when phones buzz, looking over his shoulder at shadows that might not even be there. The pressure breaking him piece by piece, day by day. And it ain't just fear, it's guilt too. Rob was his boy. That silence got a price. And Bakari starting to realize he might not have enough in the bank to pay it. Reg, though still walking like his empire solid, still barking orders, still checking loyalty, but not realizing the foundation already cracked. He interrogates Hannibal, tries to figure out who leaking info. Hannibal, eyes cold, lips sealed, don't give nothing up. Reg getting desperate. He can feel something wrong, but he don't know where to swing. Meanwhile, Angie pulling back too. She used to ride or die. Now she ghosting emotionally. Not loud, not messy, just ... gone. Reg asking what's wrong, and all he getting is silence that screams betrayal. That's the scariest type when people don't even argue no more, just move different. And Alicia. She watching it all unfold, like a general in wa. Toussaint feeding her updates. Candace keeping her looped in, Bakari unknowingly getting played like a card. She ain't pulling triggers, she just letting pressure do the killing for her. Reg sends Candace out to handle lookout duty. Mid-job, Candace panics. She texting Alicia like she texting a lifeline. That's the real shift. Loyalty don't lie. When you scared, who you call first tells everything. And it damn sure ain't Reg no more. At the same time, over in the church world, Pastor Zeke trying to fix his broken image. He takes Papa's invite and steps back into the spotlight. Tells the community his truth, his failures, his infidelity, his pain. The public eats it up. They love redemption stories. But back at home, Caroline and Kenya ain't clapping. They looking at him sideways. Like, how you confess to the world before you confess to your own family. Papa caught in the middle. He gave Zeke the mic, but now he watching that decision tear through personal lives like wildfire. One moment of honesty just created 100 new wounds. Then there's Jada. Her living funeral. That hit different. Darnell ain't waiting for no grave to show love. He throws her a celebration while she's still breathing. Flowers, tears, prayers, old friends, all of it. And in the middle of it all, Jada drops a quiet bomb on Emmett. She pulls him close, looks him dead in the eye, and says, "Leave Chicago. It ain't a request, it's a warning." She sees something coming. Emmett hears it, feels it, but he got Tiff, a new baby on the way, and a whole business rooted in the city. That decision. It ain't simple. It's heartbreak in disguise. As if that ain't enough, life throws another curveball. Tiff's water breaks early. Panic kicks in. Victor steps up, stays by her side. Emergency delivery. Chaos everywhere, but new life pushing through it all. That's the contrast this episode nails. Death on one side, birth on the other. It's like the whole city holding its breath, waiting to see which way the scales tilt. Reg, still thinking he running the streets, still believing he in charge. But he don't realize he just a piece on Alicia's board now. Candace slipping, Bakari trembling, Angie disappearing, Hannibal silent. Every piece around Reg moving in a way he can't predict. Alicia lighting fuses, setting traps, letting fear do the heavy lifting. Toussaint just watching, knowing Alicia, about to pull off something legendary. Alicia ain't done yet, far from it. By the time episode 11 hits its final stretch, the city already trembling under pressure she built piece by piece. This ain't war with guns, blazing, it's war in whispers, war in looks, war in loyalty breaking down. And the scariest part, nobody even knows it's her pulling the strings. She letting them all believe they still got control. That Reg still king. That Candace still loyal. That Bakari still a soldier. But the real truth, Alicia running the whole damn board. Let's start with Candace. That girl living on the edge. Her nerves shot, her loyalty split. Reg still sending her on errands, like she's solid, but inside, she cracking. Every time she step out the house, it feel like life or death. And now that Alicia planted seeds in her head, those seeds growing fast, she questioning everything: Reg's love, his protection, his plans. The girl scared. And when Alicia gives her a burner phone and says, "If you need a way out, call this number," Candace don't even think twice. She hides it in her boot, and don't look back. That moment right there. That's when she stopped being Reg's ride or die. She just ain't told him yet. Reg, meanwhile, spinning in circles. He don't know where the threat coming from, so he paranoid. He watching everybody now. Jackie, Candace, even his right hand Hannibal. Reg don't trust no one. And when paranoia sets in, logic go out the window. Reg starts making mistakes. Calling random meetings. Pulling guns over nothing. He out here testing people like it's school. He start planting fake info, seeing who repeats it, and boom, Hannibal slips up. He repeats something only Reg and one other knew. That was the sign Reg needed. He don't say nothing right away, just nods, but in his mind, Hannibal already dead. He just waiting for the right time to handle it. Bakari man, that boy ain't even functioning right now. After Alicia pressed him in that alley, he been seeing her face everywhere. He don't sleep. He jump at every car horn, every loud noise. Dude walking around like his life already over. He know Alicia don't make threats for fun, and that weight of guilt, it's heavy. He thinking about running, but where? Ain't nowhere she can't reach. And that's the scary part. Alicia move like a ghost. You don't see her till it's too late. Bakari tries to talk to Jake, tells him he'd want to change. But Jake hits him with something real. You can't fix nothing till you own what you broke. That line hit hard. And Bakari walks away like he heard a death sentence. And while all this chaos building, Emmett's stuck in his own storm, he trying to be strong for everybody. Holding the baby, talking to Tiff, making business calls, and checking on his mama. Jada begging him to leave, to take his new family and go somewhere clean. But Emmett ain't built like that. His roots, deep in this city. He got history here, and part of him still think he can fix things. He don't know this city already, changing around him, moving faster, darker. And Alicia's war. It don't care who innocent. It'll touch everyone. Even Victor sees it coming. He watching from the outside now, older, wiser, tired. He sees the same patterns repeating. Same streets, same bloodshed, just new faces. So he start moving different. Helping where he can. Showing up for Emmett, talking to Tiff, being present. Because he know once this storm hit full speed, ain't no going back. He's seen too many good men break under pressure. He ain't trying to let Emmett be next. But the wildest part, Alicia ain't even touched the surface yet. She's still playing chess, still setting up pieces. And while everybody too busy fighting their own demons, they don't even see the queen sliding across the board, ready to strike. Her plan got layers. She's using pain as leverage, using fear as currency, and she building allies in the most unexpected places. Even Tiff starting to feel her influence. That messy vibe between her and Nuck. Yeah, it's coming back around. Nuck think he in control, but he about to find out just how deep Alicia's reach go, cause once that confession drop, it's a wrap. And Tiff, she ain't just gonna be caught in the middle, she might end up pulling the damn trigger. By the time the episode nears the end, everything feel like it's seconds from explosion. Trust is gone, loyalty is bought, and fear is making decisions. Now, people moving desperate. Watching each other. Whispering more than speaking. Even Papa and Jake sense it. The energy in the city. Off. That calm. It's fake. This the kind of quiet you get right before a body drop. And we all know, in the chi, when the streets go silent, that's when it's time to duck. Now look, by the final minutes of episode 11, we deepen it. The chi ain't the same place no more. Everybody moving like they trying to survive, not live. The old code's broken. Love ain't safe. Loyalty come with a price. And the way things lining up. Somebody major not making it out of this alive. We all been feeling it, right? This ain't build up no more, this the countdown. Alicia's war is no longer hidden. Episode 12. That's the eruption. Emmett's world balancing on a tightrope. He's smiling for his baby, showing up for Keisha, holding Jada's hand, but behind those eyes, you can see it, he tired, not weak, just done with losing people. That moment with Jada at the end of episode 11. That ain't just mother and son. That's a farewell. She ain't gotta say she's sick. You feel it. The way she hugs him, the way her voice shakes just a little. That look in her eyes like she trying remember his face forever. It's too real. She knows time is short. And Emmett. He feeling it in his chest, but he too scared to face it. Then there's Reg. By now, the man ain't got no friends left. Candace is gone. Hannibal handled his empire. Crumbling brick by brick. He built it off fear and muscle, but now that fear flipped. His people watching him like they waiting for him to fall. Reg was king once, but you can't rule forever when the streets don't respect your crown. And when he finally realizes Alicia been behind every move, it's too late. She already in position. Every piece of her plan done, moved into place. The woman didn't just want revenge, she wanted legacy. And she gone get it in blood, if she has to. Bakari, he finally breaks. No more lies. No more silence. He pulls up on Alicia again, hands shaking, voice cracking, and tells her everything. Confession, full, tells her about Nuck, about what really happened with Rob. About how Reg knew, And Alicia don't even blink. She just nods. Like she already knew, and she just needed to hear it out loud. And the way she looks at him, not like an enemy, not even like a kid. She look at him like he a tool broken, but still useful. And he finally realizes, in that moment, he just signed somebody's death sentence. Maybe even his own. Meanwhile, Tiff's sitting on a confession too. That shaky dinner with Nuck. Yeah, it wasn't just awkward, it was dangerous. He told her something he shouldn't have. Something he thought would make her trust him, but it only made her see him for what he is. And now she gotta decide stay quiet, or play her card. And knowing Tiff, she about to flip the whole deck. By the time the episode fades to black, the Chi feel like it's holding its breath. Nobody's safe. Not the hustlers. Not the innocent. Not even the ones trying to escape. You can feel that pressure building. The tension in the air so thick, you could cut it with a switchblade. This ain't just another episode. This the final setup. Everybody got a choice now and most of 'em gone choose wrong. But before I wrap this, let me talk to y'all directly. If you've been watching from the jump, if you remember how this show used to feel back in season 1, then you know this ain't just entertainment. It's deeper. It's about community, family, pain, growth. Every character represents somebody we know. Somebody we lost, or somebody we trying to protect. That's why we feel it in our chest every time one of 'em fall. And right now, we all waiting to see who falls next. Now we stepping into that part of the game where the real ones start separating from the snakes. Episode 11, been laying traps all over the board. And by this point, folks either walking straight into them, or setting them up. And guess who's making the most dangerous move of all? She been strong for Emmett through everything, his business struggles. The drama with Tiff, the tension with Darnell, and now Jada's health. But Keisha's starting to look at Emmett like he's already gone. Not dead, nah, but mentally somewhere else, like she can see that emptiness behind his smile. And Keisha, she tired of carrying all the weight while he out here pretending he got it handled. That kitchen scene where she looked him in the eye and asked if he's okay. That wasn't just concern, that was her goodbye test. She trying to see if he's still in this with her or if she's about to be left raising a kid. Alone again. And then we got Papa. He's always been the voice of peace. The one keeping his people grounded when everything around them falling apart. But lately, Papa feel like he's standing in the middle of a war zone with no armor. His new bond with Pastor Zeke, that gave him purpose again. But Zeke, he moving suspect. All these charity drives and community movements he pushing, they feel like distractions. Papa ain't blind, he picking up on the weird energy, the quiet deals happening in the back of that church. And now, he gotta choose keep supporting a man who might be dirty, or call him out and risk the little structure he got left. That's a hard place for a young man to be in, especially one who already lost his dad and don't know who to trust. But I got a feeling Papa about to stop preaching peace and start preaching truth. Let's not forget about Shadman, Shadbin, one of them characters you don't expect to care about, but you do. He got that old head wisdom, but also that short fuse. And with him starting to fall for that new woman, you already know heartbreak coming. She ain't who she say she is. The way she been showing up unannounced, asking the wrong questions, making Shad feel seen in ways nobody else ever did. It's too perfect. That ain't love. That's bait. And Shad, he walking right into the hook. He trying to be a better man, trying to leave the street life behind, but every time he take a step forward, somebody dragging him 2 steps back. And if his girl turns out to be tied to Reg's people, or worse, Alicia's plan, then Shad might not live to see how this story ends. Meanwhile, Alicia still playing chess while everybody else playing checkers. The way she moves through this episode, almost invisible. But every single scene got her fingerprints on it. She don't need to scream, she don't even need to be in the room, she got people carrying out her will like it's gospel. That's real power. And now that Bakari done gave her the full truth about Rob's murder, she got the final piece. Reg is exposed. Nuck is vulnerable. The only thing left is the trigger, and we all know Alicia don't hesitate when it's time to pull it. Her next move ain't about justice anymore. It's about revenge with surgical precision. And the way she's manipulating Candace, watching Tiff, and steering Bakari, man, it's like watching a storm build from the inside out. You can't stop it. You just hope it don't hit you directly. Tiff though, she the wild card. All season she been floating between the old life and the new one, trying to co-parent with Emmett while exploring this weird, twisted connection with Nuck. And now she got the truth sitting heavy in her chest. She know Nuck ain't just a player, he a killer. He told her what he did to Rob, maybe thinking it would make her feel safe, like he could protect her too. But it did the opposite, it made her feel caged. And now Tiff gotta figure out how to escape without setting off the monster. She's smart though, real smart. And something tells me she already planning her exit, maybe even setting him up for Alicia. That moment where she sent a quiet text at the end of the episode. That wasn't nothing, that was strategy. And speaking of silent moves, let's go back to Reggie. By this point, he's desperate. All the strength he used to flex, it's turned to paranoia. His shooters ain't loyal. His corners getting thinner. Money slowing up. And now he hearing whispers that Alicia got a hit out. That Candace flipped. That Bakari snitched. Reg don't trust nobody. He moving with his back to the wall, looking over his shoulder like he knows the end coming, but hoping it skips him this time. But real ones know it don't skip. It just circles back harder. Now Damien, this dude is straight up chaotic energy. He been playing with fire so long, he don't even feel the heat no more. And after jacking those shrooms from Hannibal, he crossed a line you don't come back from. Hannibal might act chill, but he's not stupid. He know Damien's slick, and he ain't letting that slide twice. So while Damien's still laughing, running around thinking he untouchable, he don't even see the trap closing in on him. One wrong move and he's done. And honestly, it might be better that way, because the more he sticks around, the more danger he brings to everybody else. By the end of this episode, the chief feels like a pot about to boil over. You got love turning to betrayal, loyalty shifting like sand, and every character standing on the edge of a decision that could change everything. Nobody's safe. Nobody's ready. And as we move toward episode 12, just know ain't no more warnings. Ain't no more setups. It's go time. Blood about to be spilled. Secrets about to be exposed. And some of these faces we've been rocking with. We might be seeing them for the last time. Y'all keep watching. I'll be right here to break it down when the storm hits. Tension in the Chi hit a whole new level now. Ain't no room left for peace talks or prayers. Episode 12 knocking, and episode 11 made sure everybody standing in front of that door got something to lose. Let's start with the streets they boiling over. Reg's grip is slipping like sand through his fingers, and for the first time in a minute, he's scared, not scared like he running, but scared like he second-guessing every move, every whisper, every eye watching him too long. You know what that mean? Paranoia's about to eat him alive. And the thing about paranoia, don't come alone. It brings mistakes. Big ones. Deadly ones. Now, Alicia. She moving like a ghost with a loaded pistol. Silent, focused, and cold. Every conversation she's had this episode felt like a goodbye to who she used to be. The mother grieving her son. She gone. What's left now is something harder, sharper, vengeful. And now that Bakari gave her the truth straight out his mouth, she's not holding back no more. No more warnings. No more indirect threats. Alicia is in kill mode. And it's only a matter of time before someone ends up in a body bag. Bakari trying to hold it together, but you can see the weight on his shoulders. That guilt dragging him down like chains. You ever seen someone realize they can't take back what they done? That's Bakari now. He thought coming clean to Alicia would set him free, but it just tied him tighter to the war. Now he, looking over his shoulder. Scared of retaliation. Scared of Alicia. Scared of himself. That boy's heart heavy, and he know he might have signed his own death note. Over on the home front, Emmett finally snapped. All season he been holding on, being the strong one for Keisha, for Jada, for everybody, but everybody got a breaking point, and in episode 11, he hit his. The way he stormed out that room after his argument with Keisha, that wasn't just anger, that was pain spilling out. He's tired of being the glue that keeps breaking apart. Tired of pretending like everything good when it's not, and now he might make a choice that changes everything. I ain't saying he walking away, but if he do, I won't be surprised. This city killing his spirit, Keisha, she doing everything she can to keep her family safe. But what happens when the person you trying to protect don't want to be saved no more? Her and Emmett keep crashing into each other like waves, beautiful, strong, but destructive, and deep down, she's scared he might leave, not just physically, but mentally, and if that happens, she loses more than a partner. She loses the dream they fought so hard to build. Let's talk about Tiff. She finally see through Nook's fake charm. That dinner scene where he let something slip. It wasn't just awkward, it was terrifying. Nook tried to be slick, talk about Rob like it was nothing. But Tiff ain't stupid. She'd been in the game long enough to read between the lines. And now, she got a decision to make. Does she run? Does she tell Alicia? Does she play both sides? Whatever she chooses, best believe it's gonna send shockwaves. And Reggie. Man, this dude burning bridges like he trying to make sure nobody follows him. He confronting people left and right. Getting aggressive. Getting sloppy. He used to move. With purpose now, he moving off emotion. Dangerous place to be when you surrounded by enemies. Especially when one of them been in your circle the whole time. You know what I'm talking about, Hannibal, or at least, what's left of him. Reg did what he had to do. Loyalty ain't worth much when your own people lining you up for failure. But, let's not forget Papa. This episode hit him hard too. He watched Pastor Zeke make another shady move and started questioning everything. His faith, his leadership, his purpose. The boy who once preached about unity and peace is now questioning whether the church even real anymore. That's a scary place for a soul like Papa. He always been the heart of the crew. If he turned cold, that innocence we've been holding on to, it's gone. And finally Jada. My heart breaking just thinking about her. She's glowing, peaceful, but it's that kind of peace that come when you know your time's almost up. The moment between her and Emmett this episode, it wasn't just mother and son, it was two souls saying what needed to be said before the silence comes. If she really leaves us next episode, just know that she will never be the same. Now look, I ain't gonna lie. This episode felt like the calm before the massacre. Everybody picking sides, making plans, hiding secrets. But one thing's for sure, when episode 12 hits, ain't nobody walking away clean. You can feel the storm building. Like the whole city holding its breath, waiting for that first shot. And once it goes off, no turning back. But before we wrap this up, I need y'all to think who's gonna be the first to fall. Who gon' betray? Who and who's gon' survive the fire that's coming? Y'all drop your thoughts in the comments, and keep riding with me as we break down every lie, every twist, and every heartbreak in the chi. Hit that like if this breakdown hit you in the chest, and make sure you subscribe, cause what's coming next ain't for the faint of heart.